6 chill, fool, for real, for real.
Judah, 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 Judah. Judah, 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 Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. I woke up from my arrest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah, 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 Judah. Judah, 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 Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave.
Shalom Israel. Shalom. And thank you for joining us here with another exciting class on this Sabbath. Shabbat Shalom. We're here live at 2610 Granby Street. The address is 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia, 23517. All right, our class days are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 7 to 9. From 7 to 9. And our morning Sabbath classes are held from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or whenever questions are done. If you're in the metropolitan area, please feel free, drop on by. All right, we have plenty of seats available. All right, we also have our sister class out in Houston, Texas. The address out there is 8524 South Braeswood, Houston, Texas, 77071. The class days in Houston are Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Monday and Wednesdays from 7 to 9, Fridays from 6 to 8. All right, and we air live as well, so we have plenty of videos, hundreds of videos from Virginia and all the way in Houston for on ISBHPK, which is on YouTube. Feel free to check us out. All right, we also have another school located in San Antonio. The class out in San Antonio, the address out there is 4444.
It's it online.
What?
It's it online.
Oh, okay. All the information is down at the bottom, or it's online. It's on the screen. All right, for the address in San Antonio and the class times. All right, upcoming announcements. We have Purim that's coming up on the 23rd and the 24th of February. All right, get excited. All right, we also have the Passover that's going to be held in San Antonio. Please RSVP for your Passover reservations. All right, you can do so by logging in the description box in the link down at the bottom. All right, we have different ways that you can view us, which is we have a Blog Talk Radio. Mashaba's been going strong, hard on the Blog Talk. You got Priest Shai, you got Banabad, Shamshuan, Dawiyad, Shalama, a lot of brothers, a lot of different brothers. MASHAHBA on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. And he probably has over 300 plus classes, so you can get a dose of that Blog Talk every day on your way to work. All right, we also have some other channels. Our other channels are the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge, Houston, and then we have the ISBHPK Norfolk, Virginia. We also have the 5 Minutes of Wisdom. We have the Hidden Truth Bible Show and the Israelite Media Corps. All right, so you can get a dose of all of our channels and get fully fed spiritually and grow and increase in that way. All right, we also have kids class that's live at 1 p.m. on Sundays. All right, what other announcements we got? We have Israelware. We'll send quotes, and you will be able, and you will still be able to place orders. However, starting March 1st, no work will begin on any orders until May 1st. All right, Israelware is now introducing Fringed Up subscriptions.
You know about that? Yeah, Fringed Up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, everybody got to get fly. You can find us on our website, ISBHPK, /Fringed Up.
Right.
$35 for a shirt, $75 for a headband and a shirt.
Yeah.
All right, so get connected with that. Again, man, listen, Passover time's here. So try to get an order in if you can. And then again, for those that need other shirts as well, hit up Israelware. All right.
Mm-hmm. We have Hebrew Academy And Hebrew Academy is in Houston as well as in Virginia. So if you're a brother who's been coming to class for well over 6 months and you want to dedicate more of your time and effort into the work, our credo and our credence that we live by is 1 Timothy chapter 3. You know, and if you want to be that bishop, that leader, and you want to further your knowledge in the scriptures and you want to learn and you want to teach others as well, then feel free, come on by and join the Hebrew Academy, which is held every Tuesday in Houston on Zoom. If you can't make it, we have classes on Zoom. But in Virginia, it's every Wednesday at from 7 to 9. All right, feel free, drop on by. We got the young kids joining in. You know, it's never too early. What else we got? Contact information. If you need to call Kazak or Priest Quatazak during class, it's text only. All right, the number's down at the bottom. We also have our business, Sweet Ambiance. We're located in MacArthur Mall in Virginia. All right, we also have an online business, so you can subscribe online and you can get your monthly gifts, your beautiful fragrances, your essential oils, your fragrant oils, bath bomb, soaps, whatever you need to smell as good as we do. That's our motto. So feel free, drop on by or hit that or not the YouTube. What is it? The subscription, sweetambiance.com. Subscribe, get you a nice customized fragrance. Any donations, monetary, we're gonna hit you with the link down at the bottom. If you want to give donations, money is a defense, right? But if you have books, pens, papers, apocryphers, for the Bibles, if you have the Bibles that we've been getting, Barakatah Yahweh, but we were asking if you can also give, like, if you can find some Bibles with a little bit bigger print. You know, not everybody's eyesight's 20/20, but continue to give, please, and thank you, because it's being put to good use. That's it for as far as the announcement.
All right, so we'll go right into class. We got a good one. You know, I know the title probably, shook the room a little bit. You know, Superstitious Israelites, because a lot of us are coming out of the world. We're very superstitious. You know, a lot of us have, things that we picked up in our travel. We got individuals that were in the military that worked around other nations. You know, so we picked up a lot of different traits and, again, nuances that the Most High was like, bro, what is that? You know, so superstitious, man. Superstitious is actually, when you look up the word of superstitious, it goes into false religion. It's false. Superstition. But let's get into it. Go to Acts chapter 17 and verse 20. I wish this class could be like 4 hours, because this topic goes knee deep, very deep. And but I chopped it up a little bit, man. So hopefully brothers and sisters will be edified by this. Again, send the link out, because a lot of brothers and sisters deal with all different types of beliefs, all different types of, I'm going to say this, faith building practices that they do. And as we go through the class, we're going to get into it, because you know what? A lot of our people do what? The smudging. They got to smudge everything. Like, what is that? Where'd that come from? Huh? You smudging everything. You got the Palomano wood for everything. Where did this come from? Who invented that? But again, a lot of our people, we bring this into the truth, not knowing that the Most High was never down for that. We try to ingrain it. We try to put it on that new, what do they say? It was you try to sew on old garments on new cloth.
Right.
It don't work. But let's start at Acts chapter 17 and verse 20, because even in the scriptures, this was known. Like all the things that are going on now, it wasn't something that was newly sprung up. And we'll get that, but read where you at.
Acts chapter 17 verse 20.
Uh-huh.
For thou bringest certain strange things.
And actually, you know what you're going to do? I want you to jump up to verse 16. And read a little bit louder and clear.
Acts chapter 17 verse 16.
Go ahead.
Now while Paul waited for them
at Athens. Yep, separate the words. At Athens. Athens is obviously in Greece. Paul was always moving around Thessalonia, all these different areas. Ephesus. Go ahead.
His spirit was stirred in him.
His what?
Spirit was stirred in him.
So Paul is what? He's a Benjamite. He's an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. So he's in Athens. And he's sitting there in the city, but it says his spirit was stirred up. Okay, tissue. Read. Let's see why.
When he saw the city wholly given to idolatry.
When he saw what?
The city wholly given to idolatry.
The city of Athens was given to idolatry. Just like we went over the stories in Kings. They had the groves. They had the different guides. Just like America. This whole country is given unto what? Idolatry. And what is idolatry? You worship other gods. You put other things above the Most High. Idolatry. And it don't have to be a statue. It doesn't have to be a picture. It could be anything from what? Money, cars, clothes. Because you know what? That's all a Negro knows. But we're going to go deeper into the specifics. But he said that the city of Athens was given unto what? Idols. Go ahead. Or idolatry.
Therefore disputed he and
the synagogue.
With the Jews.
Yeah, so he had to check these cats. He said, wait a minute, man. I gotta correct y'all real quick. What is this that I'm seeing? Go ahead. And he said he was in a synagogue with Jews. So our people should have been doing what? Honoring the Most High. Our people should have been, their eyes should have been focused on what the Most High required of them. But what were we doing? We were in the back, blazing up, setting up altars to different gods. Like we said in other classes, spitting with the alcohol to get you a blessing. You know, praying to the east, but it wasn't to the Most High. He said that he had to go up in there and dispute with Jews. Go ahead.
And with the devout persons.
Go ahead.
And in the market daily with them that met with him.
He did this daily because he was on a cleanup process. And when you think about it, especially our people now, they need a cleanup process. You know what a lot of our people idol? What is idolatry to them? It's that liquor, man, that bottle. Come on, man. A homeless drunk would do what? He'll do anything to get that Colt 45. That Steel Reserve. He'll do anything to get that. That hit of that rock. We got to see this. They were giving themselves unto idolatry. Go ahead.
Then certain philosophers.
Certain what?
Then certain philosophers.
Yeah, so the men of the Bible dealt with what? Read, philosophers.
Then certain philosophers of the
Epicureans.
Epicureans.
And you hear me quote that a lot about Epicureans, but philosophy was in the Bible's time as well. And if you really go through Acts, you'll really understand the collegiate status that Paul had to maneuver in when dealing with our people in these different areas. They were smart on the wicked side. They had philosophers. And if you actually want to do some research on the Epicureans, usually that's on Intro to Philosophy if you're in college. But the Epicureans believed in what? You could do whatever you wanted to. Do as thou wilt. That's where Aleister Crowley gets his little understanding of what he created. Do as thou wilt. The Epicureans was all about, let me make sure my flesh is satisfied. Let me make sure that I want to do whatever I want to do and nobody can tell me anything else. That was the Epicureans. Go ahead.
And of the Stoics.
And the Stoics. And the Stoic was another line of philosophy. Go ahead.
And countered him.
Read.
And some said, what will this babbler say?
Right.
Others some, he seemeth to be a setter forth of strange gods.
Right.
Because he preached unto them Jesus and the
resurrection.
Resurrection.
Yeah, and they didn't understand that what Paul was saying. They said, who's this babbler? Think about us. A lot of people think that we're babblers, going on and on and on and on. See, But they weren't worshiping the true God. They were worshiping deities. They were worshiping Greek gods. They were worshiping Egyptian gods. Give me another reader. Give me another reader and go to verse 20. Somebody pick up. I need it clear. Verse 20.
Look at Acts chapter 17, verse 20.
Go ahead.
For thou bringest certain strange things.
A little bit slower. Read it again.
For thou bringest certain strange things to our ears.
And that's what, again, a lot of our people, they can't comprehend the Bible. They can't comprehend the Spirit of the Most High. It says, these nations said that what? Well, actually, not these nations, it was Jews, but go ahead, they said what?
For thou bringest certain strange things to our ears.
Go ahead.
We would know, therefore, what these things mean.
Read.
For all the Athenians and strangers which were there spent their time in nothing else.
Read.
But either to tell or to hear some new thing.
And what he's saying is that the Athenians, all they did was sit there and converse. You know how Egyptologists say, let's build. Let's build. Upon what? That's all they wanted to hear. New things, new inventions, new philosophy. Because even whenever you go in the philosophy history, that's all they did. It was a debate. What's right? What's wrong? Why my point's accurate? That's all it is, debating. But what did Paul say when he was amongst these people? His own people, Jews, that was in Athens. Go ahead.
Then Paul stood in the midst of Mars Hill and said, Ye men of Athens.
Ye what?
Ye men of Athens.
Go ahead.
I perceive that in all things ye are too superstitious.
Ye are what?
Too superstitious.
A lot of our people are too superstitious. And we're going to get into it. Too superstitious. It's like you seen a black cat run across the street, so you like, ooh, oh, that must be bad luck. Like, where'd that come from, though? Where did the understanding if a cat crossed the street, a black cat at that, is bad luck? See, you got to ask yourself that question. A lot of these small things that we like to continually apply in our life, and it didn't come from the Most High, ask yourself, where did it come from? Paul said there, y'all are too superstitious. But let's see why, though. Keep reading.
For as I passed by and beheld your devotions, I found an altar with this inscription.
Yeah, so they had to their devotions, where they gave their time, their mind. There was an altar that he found, when it should have been an altar of the Most High. But go ahead.
To the unknown God.
To the what?
Unknown God.
A lot of brothers and sisters, I'm going to say this, outside the faith and coming into the faith, they worship the what?
Unknown God.
They didn't know what they worshiped. They were worshiping what? Like a lot of our ancestors. The air, the wind, the sun, the grass. You didn't know what you worshipped. We didn't know what we worshiped. It says to the unknown God. Go ahead.
Whom therefore ye ignorantly worship.
Yeah, you ignorantly worship this unknown individual, this unknown power. You know, and it's funny because, you know, even I give it to Donald Trump for making that statement, man. We're fighting the invisible, what he called it? The invisible virus? Oh no, the invisible enemy. That's what he called it? The invisible enemy. He was right on point, because he really knew where it came from. He knew it was coming from the Heavenly Father. But a lot of us think what? The earth is just trying to cleanse itself so that we can get everything back in order in Mother Nature. Mother Nature's real, but the Most High sent forth that plague. But what do they think? Oh, man. Again, that was just a coinkydink. This is just something that's happening.
Invisible enemy.
Invisible what?
Enemy.
Yeah, invisible enemy. A lot of our people are very superstitious when it comes to their lifestyle and the things that they do to bring forth love, peace, patience, good luck, whatever it might be. Israelites are superstitious. Who splits the pole? Or who does not split the pole? Put a 7 in the chat if you don't split the pole. You one of those? There we go. We got one. It's okay.
Not now, but growing up, my mom.
Right. You know, you just respect another brother because you know he don't like that, so you just do it because he don't like it, she don't like it. Put a 7 if you splitting the pole. What you got?
They got the one they step on the crack, break your mama back.
Yeah. Step on the crack, break your mama back. The only person I see walking like that is babies. When babies try to miss the crack, they're the only ones that I see doing that. But where we get that from? I can't step on the crack, break my mama's back, you know. Oh, don't split the pole, man. It's bad luck. Are you serious? Where we get this from?
You can't walk under a ladder.
Oh, you can't walk under a ladder?
Yeah, that's bad
Listen,
luck.
bring them out. What's all the superstitious things that we do?
If you break a mirror, that's 7 years bad luck.
I've never heard that one. Oh, here. Oh,
This one where the train tracks. When you drive over train tracks, you lift your feet up.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, when you drive over the train tracks, you lift your feet up.
So you
Interesting.
drive over.
Oh, if you pass a yellow light, if you're going through a yellow light, this is in Colorado. When you go through a yellow light, you're supposed to either knock on the glass. You're supposed to tap on the windshield. For good luck.
Dorothy Brand said, I split poles and broke mirrors. Based on superstition, I shouldn't be here, right? But think about it. But we have these little small things that we do, you know? And, and I bring it up because we it's been so programmed within us to where we really don't recognize it. You know, even cooking, you could cook a certain way to where, I don't know, what's weird cooking things that go on about just superstition.
You got when you're messing with salt, you're supposed to throw a pinch of salt over your right shoulder.
Oh, who's throwing salt over your left shoulder? Your right or left shoulder?
Your right shoulder.
Okay, who's throwing salt over your right shoulder? Put a 7 in the chat. It's okay. I just want to see. I ain't never heard that one before.
Yeah, because it's bad luck to spill salt. So, like, if you're going to cook with salt, you're supposed to put it over your right
It's
shoulder.
bad luck to cook with salt?
No, to spill salt.
Okay.
So if you're going to cook with it and you know you're going to spill it, you put
There
salt
it
over
is.
your right shoulder.
Okay. The salt, Brother Moshe said, can't sweep someone's feet. Huh? Well, my mama would be mad, man. I done hit them toes so many times. You better get out the way.
The this Israeli we used to work with in Houston,
Right.
Next to, he said you could never hand him. You can't hand him a pair of scissors.
Right.
You have to put the scissors down and walk away from it.
Or walk away from it.
Yeah, or else because that's an indignation that there's that signifying that you're trying to fight.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah.
You know, and I brought up these points, superstition, because it goes deeper into, again, just our practices, you know, that we do. And I wish I had my book that somebody snatched, because it went deep, man. It's beautiful to see how, again, the things that we do, you know, a lot of times it strings back to these satanic practices, these other deities, these other gods, practices. Yeah. Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. And I just want to bring this out. Johnny said, turn down my music when driving past the cemetery. There it is. You respecting the bones, respecting the dead. So you got to turn down the music, huh? Shoot. Like you pour out a little liquor and turn it up, man.
7 verse 9?
No, Ecclesiastes 1 in verse 9. Oh, he got it. Oh, yeah, he got it. Oh, yeah. The other one was a little long. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. 1 in verse 9. Go ahead.
The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be.
Right? The thing that has been is what shall be. Go ahead.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
Now check this out. I was going to give a little understanding of it. Go ahead.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
Yeah, there's nothing new. What was done back in the day is done now. There ain't nothing in 2021 that was different from the ancient days. They probably had transgenders back there floating around. You can hear Ariella talking about transgenders in the 90s. It wasn't nothing different. 80s, AIDS, all of it, diseases. They're probably worse off in the ancient days, man. Disgusting. They was full-fledged in their kingdoms, man. But there's nothing new under the sun. All the little superstitious things that we do, all the beliefs that we believe as we go into the class, you know, going into these other religions, these other spiritualities that we'll call it, it's always been around. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 13. Deuteronomy chapter 13 and verse 6. Because a lot of us picked these. Oh, dang it. We picked up a lot of these superstitions from who? Who did you get the step on a crack, break your mama's back? Who did you get the let me throw the salt over my back? Where did that come from? What you got, Shawashana?
From parents or grandparents.
Say that again?
Either parents or grandparents.
Shawashana just said from your parents or your grandpa. And that's facts. A lot of times it's again what your grandma taught you. Oh, baby, this is how you do it right here. Get a little potion right here. Little honey, little eggs. Oh, yeah, he gonna love you. Boo, he gonna, my mama told me this. The Gullah Gullah Goo Goo crew. They call them the Geechees. What is it, the Gullah Geechee? That goes into voodoo? Come on, man, there's a lot of practices that our grandparents used to do. They may not try to get you so deep into it, but they definitely are doing what? Exposing you to it. You start to see it. Changes growth. What about all the ones for New Year's? There it is. A man has to walk through your door first, have money on you, and bring money for the year. Black eyed peas, good luck. Yep, collard greens mean success because it's green. I never knew that. So collard greens is for success because it's green.
Grapefruit too.
I didn't know that.
Health and prosperity.
Well, there it is. Collard greens. A man got to walk through the door first, right? The grandma, yeah. A lot of this, we were, as the scripture says, we were enticed by our family members. We were enticed by those close to us. And I taught us all things. Go ahead, read where you at.
Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 9.
Verse 6.
6.
Just going into where do we learn again a lot of these traits that we picked up, the habits, and a lot of times we don't even recognize it, And it's funny, I think about it just upon thinking it now is that all those individuals that have the compulsive disorders. We gotta twist the handle 5 times. I'm like, where did that come from? What is that? Well, there it is, OCD. What is that? Over compulsive disorder, right?
Yeah, but
Obsessive compulsive disorder?
I don't know. But basically, there's some people who think if I don't switch the light 8 times, my whole family's gonna die.
Right. The sister just said, a brother said, or brother or sister, they don't flip the light switch 8 times, their whole family's gonna die. Right? Yeah. But think about that again. Where did this come from? Because I haven't read in the Bible yet. I got to jump 7 times. Good luck. You was going to ask something? Thinking? Read where you at. No, I was talking about watching now. You was going to say something, Marvel? What you going to say?
No, I watched this show about...
Yeah, stand up and talk a little bit louder.
I watched this show where, this psychopath, they did... Whatever they did, they would kill, 7 people on the 7th floor of said place.
Right.
They would always do it in 7s or in a certain number of times.
Oh, interesting. We'll get into that too. Numerology, right?
Oh, yeah.
Your angelic number. Ooh. Right? A lot of our people dab into that. Because what I'm going into all these other practices. The bruja, the voodoo, the santeria. I'm going into all of that because all these little small nuances, they all go back to what? You're literally worshiping other deities. We've picked up all these different traits not knowing where the heck they came from. Think about it. If you really want to get technical, happy birthday. Where did that come from? Sorry. Look it up in the Satanic Bible. It's there. Because it's a worship of self. But that word came from Satanic Bible. It's crazy, right? The whole practice, the cake. But when you think about it, you're like, there's no harm in it, right? But when you understand the origin of where it came from, you be like, dang, you know what? Why do we do these things? Not saying that your birthday is wicked, it's not. But going into, again, just the celebrations and the things that we do. You got to ask yourself why. And ask some questions. Read where you at.
Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 6.
Go ahead.
If thy brother, the son of thy mother,
Uh-huh.
or son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom.
So going into about your family members. If your family members, if it be anybody, your cousin, your mother, your brother, your wife, go ahead.
Or thy friend, which is as thine own soul.
Yeah, which is as your own soul. Is that y'all are in the same mind, moving, you know them. Go ahead.
Entice thee secretly.
And that's what it is. Entice thee secretly. A lot of things that we have added to our plate or our repertoire of doing things, we were enticed. We were enticed by those that we trusted. Think about it. I can go through stories and show you how young Haitian girls did what? Or young Haitian boys that went through these practices with their uncle, with their auntie, and they didn't even know what they were doing. They start learning these practices and these things that they constantly do now, but it came from what? It came from who they thought they trusted. It just said, your brother, your mother, daughter, wife, friend, and they try to entice you secretly. Go ahead.
Saying, let us go and serve other gods.
Let us do what?
Go and serve other gods.
Because a lot of these things that we pick up, a lot of, again, these habits that we link onto ourselves, we honor those. We honor those more than the Most High. So what does it make it to you? It's a God. I got to do this. You know, I have to have my special boots on. It's going to give me good luck. You know, I got to have this gold coin like a leprechaun. It's going to bring me luck. But it says that they entice you to say, let us go and serve other gods. Read.
Which thou hast not known.
Because a lot of us don't even really know, again, where these traits came from. Where these practices came from. What we believe in. And as Paul said, these unknown gods. You don't know what you worship. These unknown deities. These unknown, again, these unknown daily things that we do, that we think about. Think about it. And here's a question. How often do they say that you should smudge? How often?
You smudge anytime someone comes into your house to take away whatever energy they brought into your house, or
you smudge any day, every day, or you smudge anytime somebody comes into your house.
or when you go out and then you come back.
Or when you go out. Because it's what? Spirits. Yeah, but think about it. So the sister just said when you smudge, you're supposed to do what? Smudge every time somebody comes in your house. Smudge every time you come back into your house. So technically, every time you come in your house, or every time somebody comes in your house. What's smudging? Oh, smudging. Oh, my apologies. Smudging. Smudging is what they do with sage. They did a little smudging to clean the atmosphere, to clean the vibes, right? So smudging is supposed to push away the bad spirits. But then what they do is they add palomano wood. They call it palomano wood. Palo Santo wood. That's facts. Palo Santo. And you burn that to do what?
You burn that just to, well, the sage is to clean your whole house. The
Right.
Palo Santo is to
Bring forth good spirits.
Yeah.
You bring forth good spirits with the Palo Santo wood. But think about that. Think about how deep an individual gets to where you got to smudge every time somebody comes through that door. Yes, Swashna.
So, assuming I'm brand new and I see you guys burning frankincense, is that not the same?
It's definitely not the same. Why? Number one, frankincense is immersed in the scriptures. We could show that. They burnt it in the temple. It wasn't for, frankincense immersed, symbolic, our prayers going up to the Most High. That's number one. But it's funny because even again, frankincense has a medicinal use, which is why the wise men sent Christ what? Frankincense and myrrh. Frankincense is an antidepressant if you want to get technical. It causes blood flow to your pineal gland, which a lot of individuals are calcified. You know how to get calcification of the pineal gland. But when you deal with sage, you don't see sage or smudging in the scriptures. The habit of smudging. Again, what do you want to call it? I don't want to call it operation, but that habit that was picked up was never shown in the Bible. And again, if you want to go technical, even when you deal with sage is technically meant to do what?
It's like anti-inflammatory. It cleans the air.
Nah, it does for mosquito. What are mosquitoes? But insects. Repels insects.
What, sage?
Yeah.
But that's what we used. That's what we had cedar for, because we outlined our temples with cedar because it repelled all types of insects away from it.
Yeah, when you think about it, anti-inflammatory, that's not the purpose of what individuals are doing it for. The purpose is to literally push away evil spirits. But then it's a process. You got to do that, and then you have to do what? The Palo Santo wood. You'll catch cats out here burning Palo Santo wood in the street, like in the median. You'll catch them every once in a while. Oh yeah, welcome to America. But again, where do we learn it from? We learn it from our parents. We learn it from our grandparents. We learn it from our friends. Dorothy Branch, I'm going to start growing some in a few weeks. Herbal garden season. There it is. Ain't no wrong with it. Nothing wrong with sage. It's just that, think about it, nothing wrong with a knife either. Until you stab into somebody's neck, But a lot of our people, they turn things. Or what?
You ever seen the egg cleaning?
I can't hear you.
You ever seen the egg cleaning? They take an egg and they
Oh, right. There it is.
open the egg and it comes out black.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I gotta look that up.
Go ahead, yeah.
Right? The egg cleaning. Nice. Look at this. See? That's all. I didn't get the egg cleaning. I done seen a lot of the brujeria tactics. I ain't seen this one. The eggs can diagnose illness. Passing the egg. It is a type of ritual designed to remove bad energy and illness from a person. Raise your hand if you had the egg cleansing.
Oh, no, I've been done.
Huh?
When I was a kid.
I believe it. You was out there in the what do you call it? The barrios?
No, it's because I'm from Colombia, so in South America they do all these stuff because we don't have money for doctors.
Right. So you get,
I've gotten hit with a bunch of
with the whips?
herbs, yeah, and then some lady took something on my mom.
Oh, they probably hit you with that Florida water.
Yeah, so I bet a lot
They try to clean you up.
The other thing in Colombia too is babies always, if you notice,
Uh-huh.
they have a red bracelet.
Right.
Newborns, to avoid what's it called when bad spirits looking at you on the baby or something.
Uh-huh. Supposed to deflect it?
Yeah, same thing. You're not supposed to let nobody touch your stomach when you're pregnant because they can transfer the bad spirits and vibes from their hand to your stomach and the baby will be like sick.
Right. There it is. But again, these are like, those right there are kind of like unspoken but known. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And but again, I'm on a point of where do we learn it from? And it comes from, again, a lot of times our close family members. Yeah. Going into the horoscope. We're gonna go into that a little bit too. If we got time. I try to shorten it for time's sake. But read where you at.
Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 6.
You can start at verse 7. Actually, you know what? Just for the brothers that just came in, start at verse 6 again. A little bit loud and proud, please.
If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom,
right, or the wife of your bosom, like Adam, right? Adam got enticed, right? But then you may have an individual around you that you didn't even know that I was dabbling into these different things. You see them wake up in the morning, they back just turned. You know what I'm saying? They ain't facing the east. They're just sitting there straight, like, what is going on? Or you get in a relationship, you done laid with her. Now all of a sudden, you go in the house, she ain't got no mirrors. Like, yeah, babe, I can't look at myself for 6 months. I'm trying to do something for my spirit. What are you talking about? 6 months? Not knowing that's just the entry level to being a bruja or a brujo, a witch or a sorcerer, a male witch, masculine, feminine. You're not supposed to look at yourself for 6 months. Beyonce got it in her song. Come on, man. Beyonce knows what's going on. You know, you'll see cats wear those necklaces with the white and the blue beads and yellow beads. Oh, that's Santeria right there, man. Cats think they really blessed. They think they're blessed or covered. But keep reading.
Or thy friend, which is as thine own soul.
Yeah, or thy friend, because a lot of times you'll just try things because it's your friend. He's trying to show you something new, you know. But a lot of times it's leading you to the dark side. Read.
Entice thee secretly. Saying, let us go and serve other gods.
Yeah, let us go try something different, man. You ain't never heard about, you know,
the Ouija board?
The Ouija board? You ain't never heard of Ouija? Oh yeah, man, listen, we could talk to those spirits. They'll let you know everything that you want. Man, listen, I know you got girl problems, man. That's how they get you. I know you got girl problems. All you gotta do, listen, what we gonna do, we're gonna pull up at 12 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Listen, make sure you got that weed with you too. Gotta get in the mind, you know what I mean? Put your hand down, let it lead us, man. Ask her whatever you wanted to ask. Did Cheryl cheat on me? Listen, a lot of people, they go to these levels because of what? Broken hearts. The unknown. So what do they start doing? They start dabbling in serving other gods. Come on, let me show you something. I got you. I can't even lie. I had a brother, man. He was down there at Conscious Planet. I gotta say it. Going through a situation with his girl. But what had to come up? She started going into Oshun and Ogun and relationships, and you gotta try this. Whoa, gotta go. He ain't ready for that. He can't fight that. Why? Hold on. Girl, wait a minute. I can get my girl back? Oh, wait a minute. Oh no. Gotta get up out of here. Why? Because they will entice you to serve other gods. Keep reading. Real quick, what you have, Inea?
In middle school,
You gotta talk a little bit louder.
In middle school, these other kids in the class, they decided to make their own Ouija board.
Oh yeah, I believe
it. They did it in the corner of the classroom, and when they're done with it, all of them started crying after.
They were what?
All of them started crying after.
Yeah, they probably got touched. The sister just said that it was in middle school, and young kids were playing with Ouija boards. And we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna tell you why they was all crying, why they was upset and troubled, huh? A lot of people be troubled touching that dark side. They think it's gonna be their friend, but again, is that they were enticed to serve other gods, other powers, supposedly. Go ahead.
Which thou hast not known. Thou, nor thy fathers.
Read.
Namely, of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth.
Right. So he says, namely of the gods. I need somebody else to pick up. Good reading. I need a little bit more clear. Namely of the gods of the people which are round about you. Go ahead. Read verse 8.
Verse 8. Thou shalt not consent unto them.
Thou shalt not what?
Consent unto them.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be consenting unto the gods that you have now newly found. This was Israel's problem. Is that, and I'm going to get to it at the end, but because a lot of things weren't going our way and we weren't patient, what do we normally do? We consent to these other practices. Because why? We really think that pouring Florida water on my little utensils, and when I make my concoction, the spirits is going to recognize that, man. Because why? A lot of people don't want to sit back and wait. See, that's the issue. A lot of people don't want to sit back and wait. No, they got to do what? Oh, no, I got to feel like I'm doing something. I got to put my hands to it. You know, like I got to work. They got to feel like they're doing something. When you start dealing with all these other guys, it's going to make you work. But you're working for what? For destruction, not knowing. But it said that thou shalt not consent unto them. Who had their hand raised? Where we at?
This is Deuteronomy 13, verse 8.
Deuteronomy 13 and verse 8. Go ahead. Got a lot to go through.
neither shall thine eye pity him.
Right?
Neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him.
So the Most High is showing that if you have anybody around you that's moving in the spirit of tapping into other spiritualities, other type of practices, other different type of rituals that you know not of, he says, don't consent to him, nor hearken unto him. Don't listen. It says, neither shall I pity him. Why? Because we already understand what the outcome of an individual that starts dealing in witchcraft when it comes to the body of the Most High. Right? If you didn't know, we're going to get it. But he was saying, don't spare him, nor conceal him. What does that mean? You got to bring it out. Oh, this brother over here doing magic on the low.
Yeah, don't cover him up.
This brother got tarot cards coming out of his back pocket. Huh? Talking about the judge, the concealer, and the revelator. Are you serious? Where'd you get that from? Like somebody tried to tell me animals talk to them. I had to look at him like this. Listen, you gonna get that bottle though? You gonna get that bottle? I couldn't believe that. Talking about a deer talk to her. Please. A deer talk to you. What'd he tell you?
We had a sister that said, there's a sister that she said the Most High talks to her.
I believe it. And we're going to go into that. Mm-hmm. She don't know who's talking to her or talking to him. That's the sad part about it. But again, it comes from us not doing what? Us not giving them up. Us not actually saying, you know what? That's off. But I'm going to say this though too. A lot of us coming from the world, we didn't have the knowledge of the Most High. We got to see this. But a lot of this is still rooted within us, even coming into the truth, which has to be eradicated. And I'm going to show you. Read.
Verse 9. But thou shalt surely kill him.
You shall do what?
Surely kill him.
The brother or the sister got to go. That little wicked spirit got to go. If you a witch, I don't care if you a white witch. You talking about you doing what? I'm for the herbal. I'm for the earth. Negro, please. Because you still doing what? Alakazam, zoodabity-doobity. With your little wand. You got to go. Read.
Thine head shall be first upon him.
It says your hand got to be first upon him. You got to choke them out. Yeah. No brujas. Most High wasn't playing, man. He said your hand will be the first. Read.
To put him to death.
Got to put him to sleep. But the reason why is because that they were going to influence Israel. Right? But look how much the influence now is. Think about it. You got my girl, what's her name? Princess Nokia, man. Vibrant spirit. But the girl is a demon. She is a demon. But how is she? I'm going to say this. I wouldn't advise everybody to go see it, but what's the song? It's called Blue Eye. There it is. It's look at the music video. Listen to her lyrics. You ain't got to just go to Google and look up Princess Nokia Bruja lyrics. Because she says she got it from what? Her grandma. Huh? Actually, I'm going to read some of the lyrics too. But still, the Most High said you got to put them to death. Go ahead.
And afterwards, the hand of all the people. And verse 10. And thou shalt stone him.
Right.
With stones.
Yeah, they gotta die. They gotta die. They have to die. Why? Because 1 Timothy 4:1. Jump to 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1. What's her name again? Oh, Princess Nokia. I'm gonna hit y'all with this. I'm gonna tell you why they gotta die. This is Princess Nokia's lyrics. I'm your supreme. I'm your supreme. We in them ghetto witches. No, she says, we is them ghetto witches. Speaking in tongue, right? Fall on the floor. Got sage on the door. Let me get into it though. She said, talk. We can cast spells. Long weaves, long nails. Cornrows, pigtails. Baby father still in jail. Good witches I F with. Bad bees we run. They said 4 B's, 4 corners, north, east, west, south. Good witches. Like, think about this. Like, she goes. That's just the hook. That ain't even her lyrics. Oh, she went in. When I heard that, I was literally Are you serious? That was actually when we came to Virginia. I got put on the Princess Nokia. She says, Oshun's my altar. Oshun's my altar. They are blatant with it. But what happens? Our people get enticed by that. And they love it. See? But the Bible already said that this was going to be happening. But you were supposed to automatically do what? Nope. I can't mess with that. I know my life. I know that this little demonic situation or practice or spirituality, religion just came up in my life when I'm going through what? Hard times. My mind's in a boggle. Everything seems not to work right. Let me try something different. It be at the right time, don't it? Hell no. No, wrong person, right time. But check it out though. Read where you at.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly.
Right.
That in the latter time.
The Spirit's going to let us know. It's speaking expressingly. You better pay attention. Go ahead. Exclamation.
That in the latter time.
Right.
Some shall depart from the faith.
But why? Why will brothers and sisters depart from the faith? Why did our brothers and sisters in the ancient days depart from the faith? Go ahead.
Giving heed to seducing spirits.
Because rather than rejecting, they gave heed to them. They were listening to them. They were, their brains start doing what? Jumping. Like, man, that actually sounds interesting, man. Lord, they living a good life. You know what I mean? They don't look too well off. Or they don't look too bad off. It says that they're going to be what?
Giving heed to seducing spirits.
Go ahead.
And doctrines.
And that's what it is. Seducing spirits, because they seduce you with the things that they may say that they could give you. I can make sure that your money multiplies. All you got to do, listen, I'm going to need you to go to the Mexican store. Go ahead and get you one of them little cards. I need you to get the money, God. Okay? Now, I want you to get the little altar that goes right with that. Go ahead and put some rosarias around it. The brother does like Budweiser, so bring him some Budweiser. Bring him a line of coca, because he used to tap that. All right? Put that there, and I want you to pray that 7 times. I'm going to tell you, young brother, young sister, your money will multiply. See? Seducing spirits, man. They want to seduce you in the things that you need and want, that you desire. But because our lack of patience in waiting on the Most High, you get antsy. Then what happened? Again, you start getting seduced. Go ahead.
And doctrines of devils.
And what?
And doctrines of devils.
Yeah. Doctrines of devils. This ain't no power. This is the devils. Those that are against the Most High. Proverbs 12 and 26. Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 26. Check this out. Princess Nokia says, she says, I'm that black Arican bruja straight from the Yoruba. Who knows what the Yoruba is? Who knows what Yoruba is? You got to talk a little louder.
Isn't that one of the tribes in Africa?
It's a tribe in Africa. If you want to get real specific, it's a Nigerian tribe. Right? It's a Nigerian tribe where this worship of Oshun and Ogun came from. But check it. I'm that black Arican bruja straight from the Yoruba. And my people come from that African diaspora, Cuba. And you mix that Arawak, that original people. So what happens? He's hitting a little bit of truth, right? Our people's like, man, that might be my spirituality. Because I'm going to say this. Barakatah Yahweh, when I was on my white Jesus ain't it, I got to find something better than that. I didn't go off into that. Thank the Lord. Because it seems like what? That might be right up your alley. We are the original people. We are the Arawak Indians. We came from Africa somewhere. The diaspora dispersed from Africa. So an individual's like, what? That's me. I'm linking in with that. Because think about it. You got a lot of sisters, man. You got a lot of sisters locked into this. I'm going to put you on another thing. I should have gave you the link. But there was actually a news article online, right? But they did how black women are leaving the church to go to witchcraft, where they worship Oshun and Ogun. It was an article. I can't believe it. Literally, yeah. Look, we have young African American women are leaving the church to find new faith. I was like, what? A lot of sisters are doing that. A lot of brothers doing it too. Because why? They follow the woman. Right? Well, my boo do it, so I'm gonna do it too. She got me out here wearing bracelets and stuff. You know what I mean? She got me smudging myself and stuff. You following right with her. But why? Because it was gonna seduce you. It says giving heed to seducing spirits and devils of doctrines. Not knowing that what? Proverbs 12 and 26. Yeah, but there's a video though too. There's a video of it on YouTube. But go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 26.
Go ahead.
The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
See, but we don't really recognize that we're more excellent. But there was a reason why we were excellent. It's because we separated ourselves from all these different nations, and we're going to get into that. We separated ourselves, and we had our own laws. See, but when it came to voodoo, when it came to the astrology, when it came to the rituals, you just got people that do rituals that is like family style rituals that they do. But again, where did that come from? It came from some type of following, but we were more excellent. Go ahead.
But the way of the wicked seduceth them.
In the way of the what?
But the way of the wicked seduceth them.
It does seduce us, man. And we got to see how the Most High felt about that. Deuteronomy 18 and 10.
And then when you look at the seduction of that witchcraft, you look at their practices and you look at some of the things that they do. That's what people get enticed to. Why? Because it leads to the flesh. It's all about the flesh. When you look at this witchcraft, it's all about the sensuality of like your breast being exposed, or the genitalias, or touching and grabbing and rubbing and sucking. All of that. It's enticing to like men and women, and that's what they draw close to. So really, they're going towards this witchcraft because of their lust.
Yep. Yeah, because even when you go into like these again, they call them covens, right? When you go into these covens, it's technically there's a high priestess, not a high priest, a high priestess. She runs the block. It's woman. Then it goes into woman worship too. But. Excuse me. But just with that, just like you said, it's about sexuality. Because a lot of their stuff is done nude. They get in a circle, do all these different practices, you know, and it gets deep. I wish I had my book because that was fire for that. But what you got?
No, I'm gonna say, even when I look at that stuff, like them being in Africa, like our people couldn't even, they want to be in all that, and they couldn't even survive. You put them out there a day amongst those people that's actually doing that stuff for real.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Say that first part again? Apologies.
I was just saying, like, when you look at them doing that, like Africa, and you look at the witchcraft and the traditions that they have, and then putting our people in that environment to be out there in the wilderness.
Oh, right.
Come on, man. They lose their mind out there.
Yep. Definitely. They got to stop that, man. Because even when you go, there's a lot of crazy practices, man. You got a tribe in there was a tribe in what tribe is that? I'm gonna show you something. Just on dealing with that real quick. What was that? It was you know what? What was that? Man. But it was going into about the African tribe to where there was, if a man wanted to marry a woman, right? If a man wanted to marry a woman, he would have to have intercourse with the auntie first. The auntie would have to test him out. Oh yeah, come on. Oh yeah, testing his fertility, the rituals, we pick and choose. People out here looking sick, smoking that weed today. Lips all just, you look dried up. That is it. The Bengali trolley. By sleeping, it says, the aunt to the bride have special role to potencies. Potencies, but I'm saying, but a lot of these, again, rituals, where did they come from, man? But our people, we get enticed with that. We get locked in with that.
18 to verse 10. I hate that word. There shall not be found among you
practices that we did as well. We sacrificed our own children to get whatever we wanted to protect you. I need a life. You know how they said it, man. Oh, somebody gonna have to die. Oh, yeah. the what? Look at the brother said this. A lot of our people put their children through the fire. Go ahead.
Or that you
You know how they do it. Go ahead and give me your palm. Let me read your palm and show you what it is. And the area I understand and I can do. I'm at the bottom right now. I understand it. But the Most High said we got to stay away from those stars. I can look through your eyes. You like to enchant things, bring things life. Go ahead.
Or a witch.
Uh-huh.
Or a charmer.
Go ahead.
Or a consulter with familiar spirits.
Read.
Or a wizard. Or a necromancer.
Yeah, the Most High said all these things were not going to be around you. They shouldn't be around you. See, but there was a reason.
Necromancy.
Huh?
That necromancy, that's dealing with the dead.
Yeah. But again, where do we get it from? Go to Judges 3. 3 and 1. It's 8 o'clock. Yeah, Judges chapter 3 and verse 1. If I'm moving too fast, please let me know. I got one take. Judges chapter 3 and verse 1.
Book of Judges chapter 3 and verse 1.
Because we dealt with necromancy. And I'm going to say this. Those words may be kind of, not really on point for your life today. Well, let me go in depth to your life today. Again, tarot card reading. You try to literally throw out your destiny and how your mood's going to be this month off a turn of a card. You really believe that? No, people really do believe that. Heck yes. The turn of a card and of an individual that you don't even know of. That's why we did the Arizona State Fair. And what'd you have?
You had the gypsy cart that was right next to us. And they did the tarot cards, they did the globes, they did the palm reading. This one girl, she was like, her ability, she could tell how many kids you had or were going to have by the side of your fist and all kinds of nasty, wicked crap. It's bad.
Think about that. You got the horoscope. Who's one of those horoscope looker-outers? Huh? You on there every day. You had the app. You woke up to the app.
Yeah.
You know how a lot of cats wake up to Instagram, you woke up to the horoscope message.
Yep, it told you how your day was going to be.
Oh, yeah.
It told you how much money you was going to come, was coming in, what was going out, what to avoid, who to speak to, what to wear. Oh, yeah.
Now they got the one to where you can match your mate. Both of y'all put your information. Man, I'm giving up too much information. Put his and her information in there. See the compatibility. Mm-hmm. Please, man.
But then you got to know what time you were born, she was born. You got to know what location.
You got to get your moon sign.
Your moon sign.
And then you got to get your sun sign.
Your sun sign.
But then you got to get your rising.
There we go.
Right, your rising.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? To combine all that, bro. There's so many different levels of the horoscope. It's sickening. Mm-hmm. It is sickening. Mm-hmm. Hold on, what hemisphere of the earth were you born at that time? Okay, then I would give me a little bit more. Stop capping. Tell me when black folks finna get out of slavery. That's what I want to know. Can you tell me that? Come on, man. Our people are slow, man. But I'm going to say this is that the Most High, again, he kind of left us because of our disobedience, man. And what do? We start jumping on again. I'm going to even say this, spiritual leaders, man. You got individuals that are like, and I met a brother in the mall. He seen us when we were down there. Were you in the mall at that time? You weren't in the mall. Who was there with me? Y'all were there with me, but he saw us when we were at Conscious Planet teaching, right? And he said he heard, he actually came and spent, but he said his teacher was the one who invited us over because he says he knows he's a Hebrew Israelite, but he teaches everything. So he teaches Hebrew Israelite, he teaches Egyptology, he teaches mythology, he teaches sociology, all other different practices. Whatever you feel comfortable in worshiping, that's what you're going to worship. Right? A lot of our people, man, they are led astray. I'm going to say this even for you natives. You natives out there that got your what? What do they call it? The medicine man? Huh? What else they call it? The person that pulled off spirits off of people. What they call that?
The war chief.
The what?
The war chief.
The war chief. Dang. You got yes. They out here doing alakazam, booba da bam too. The war chief. But think about it. They get a lot of homage, like they really doing some work.
What is the rain dance?
I don't know about all that now. The rain dance, the sun dance, the fire dance. Right. But that goes into the realm of spiritual leaders. But again, it's like, it'd be so vague. and not really on doctrine or foundation like the Bible is, you're led everywhere. Think about it. That's what I went into earlier about what? Who knows about the numerology? Who goes into numerology?
Is that what?
Hold on, real quick. She raised her hand. What you got, Shariah?
Is that like the 1111 angel number thing?
Angel numbers. Your angels, right? Numerology. What you got?
I thought it was like with the more science thing, cause something like that. Somehow they could tell something by the time, by the numbers a day or something like that. I don't know.
They could tell what?
It's like they have like some type of saying and it goes with some type of number,
right?
Or something like that. Something like the number 1.
One's equated with male, but I bet you can't pay your rent though. What you got, Schwarzenegger?
My sister does numerology heavy, so
There it is. She might want to agree with that. Okay.
Your birthday with the year, all of that, if you add it and you divide it, whatever. That
Right.
It's a coincidental event that happens with that date. So.
Right.
Like she told me that she was going to be born on leap day.
Mm-hmm.
She was supposed to be born in March something, but she was born on leap day.
Right.
And she was like, "This is." I closed my ears to it because I don't want to know.
Right. You ain't trying to touch the dark side.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Don't defile these ears.
When her birthday coincidental is always true. Like she's in there.
Well, I'm gonna say this: you manifest things, but at the same time, that's what.
Elementary school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some people call it the A ball, but some people call it the mystic ball.
Tell her her answer.
Oh hell no!
I don't know if you pass it.
Right? Look at that. Oh, that's whack. His mother's death and the day and time he also would sit. But depends on what you want to tap into and what.
Left side.
And we gonna touch that.
Oh.
You know, put a little balance. No. Give me.
And verse 14.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes got to read.
Evil. And life against death.
Go ahead.
So is the godly against the sinner.
Think about that. It says, good is set against evil, life against death. So is the godly against the sinner. Like, it's a balance. It is a balance. And does the dark side have some type of little power? Oh, yeah. Till it's snatched. Till you're confounded. The Most High make you look. Because a lot of people, what? The Most High give them over to their vile affections. He'll make them think what? That is really actually working. That's the sad part about it. Yes, the evil is real. The Most High created it. You serious? Think about that. But it says that good is set against evil. Read.
And the sinner against the godly.
Go ahead.
So look upon all the works of the Most High.
Look upon all the what?
All the works of the Most High.
Go ahead.
And there are 2 and 2.
Right.
One against another.
Yeah, there's 2 and 2. One against another. But who's going to prevail? What team you want to be on? The losing squad or the winning squad? Huh? And as we see with these nations, they was on the losing squad. Their little deities couldn't do nothing for them. The little guys that they were carrying when they was going from one nation to another. Like I seen this show, it was, what was that? I think it might have been American Gods. And they came upon an island. The wind wasn't blowing. So they did all these sacrifices to the god to see if, the wind will blow. They had this little sand thing where it dropped. But then they finally figured out that their god wanted a sacrifice in death. So they would fight each other. They were fighting each other till death. They got a little bit of wind. They had this whole big war. They all fought each other, sliced each other up, arms off. What happened? The wind started blowing. Ooh. Yeah, but half your men's on the ground. But just showing forth, man, a lot of our people, they see that and be like, man, let me try that, man. I want to be a Nordsman. Mm-hmm. I want to believe in Mjolnir. Mjolnir.
Right.
Or whatever it is. But not knowing that, again, all these different things came from the nations. You're good with that. Somebody go to Judges 3:1. Judges 3:1. But I'm going to show you this with the numerology. It says, angel numbers are sequences of numbers that carry divine guidance by referring to specific numerology meanings. Often, when our guardian angels want to get our attention, they will send a specific series of numbers that will appear in our experience again and again. But you have to ask yourself, attention for what? Think about it. The Most High wants your attention. To do what? Be righteous. It ain't nothing hard to think about. But a lot of our people do what? We go real knee deep into that. Ooh, 9/11. Oh, wait a minute. 9 means this. 11 means that. Put it together, divided by that. I'm stuck. I don't know. Come on. But we're going to see what happened when our people were giving themselves unto these things. Yes, ma'am.
They even do numerology with the Bible.
Explain.
They use numbers, so 9/11.
Right.
I don't know when did they add it, but there's a verse that equals something in the Bible with 9/11.
Right.
So they're mixing negative with positive. I don't know. It's
Oh, definitely. No, it's definitely on point because that's what makes it seem it makes it seem more believable.
Right.
You want to ask something? Because even whenever you deal with, when you deal with witches, right? And you deal with all these different covens, they have Sabbaths. Like they have Sabbaths. Holy days. Where they get that from? The scriptures. They have positions. High priestess, high priest. You know, so they have all these different, again, sacrifices. They do all these different things that try to correlate the Bible. But what did the Bible say about that? See, that's why I love the Bible, because there's no other book that can explain coincidences like that where, oh yeah, they try to add a number to the Bible and make it seem like it really works. Well, what that is, now you can go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 25.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 45.
Yeah, 39 and verse, go to 24.
Okay.
I gotta get through this. Oh man, I can finish.
As his ways are plain unto
Where you at?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and 24.
25.
Oh, 25.
For
the good are good things created.
Think about that. Yep. A little bit louder, a little bit clearer. Go ahead one more time.
For the good are good things created from the beginning.
Think about that. It says, for the good are good things created from the beginning. So we have things like what? Numbers. We have the Sabbath. We have food. We have plants. It was created for good, but what happens? Read.
So evil things for sinners.
Yeah, so evil things for sinners as well. But check this out. Read.
The principal things for the whole use.
Actually, you know what? Jump down to verse 27. My apologies. Go ahead.
27. All these things are from good to the godly.
Jump to 26. Context.
26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life as water, fire, iron.
And now these are principal things that we need. Fire, right? Oh, it says water. But what do a lot of our people do? They put water to fill that water bong, right? They use water for what? Now they charging for water. It's a principal thing. It was created for good. But now the white man does what? He puts fluoride in it. He want to calcify your whole body. He wants to jack you up. Go ahead. Fire. You got what do they call them? When you gotta light everything on fire. They call them pyromaniacs. What do they call them? Pyromaniacs. You know, now you bombing up places, right? Fire was meant for what? Cook food, warm you up. But now we use it for evil. Go ahead. Iron. You supposed to eat, maybe protect yourself. Now we got the iron to do what? Bah, bah, bah. We killing each other with it, man. Go ahead.
And salt.
Think about that. Salt is an easy ingredient. You can do a lot with salt, though. Create you a nice little mixture for your boo to have his whole body inside out. Bro, there's a lot of things. Go ahead.
Flour.
Flour, wheat, read.
Honey.
Go ahead.
Milk. And the blood of the grape.
Read.
And oil.
Read.
And clothing.
Go ahead.
All these things are good to the godly.
Think about that. All these things are good to the godly. Read.
So to the sinners, they are turned into evil.
They're what?
Turned into evil.
They turn these things. That doesn't mean that what was created bad. It's just that the evil individual turned it and used it for what they wanted. So yes, you'll take a person to do what? To bring in confusion and to seduce people. See, 9/11, 9 plus 1 is what? 10, right? Plus 11. Listen, go to Genesis chapter 11. Now 9 minus 1 is what? 8. Minus 1 is 7. Yeah, verse 7. Like, are you serious? But they'll do that because they turn things. See, Judges 3 and 1. But where, I'm going to say this, man. a lot of the practices that we follow aren't from they're not from your people. You've learned it from outside sources. You learned it from TV. You learned it from a girlfriend. You learned it from a homie. You learned it from an East Indian. Going into Hinduism, Buddhism, all that. Read where you at.
Judges chapter 3 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Now these are the nations which the Lord left.
Right.
To prove Israel by them.
See, the Most High put us by individuals to prove us. Y'all got to hear this. He puts us around certain things to do what?
Prove Israel.
Yeah, to prove you, to see what you're going to do. What move are you going to make? Read. We're done with that. Go ahead.
Even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan.
Go ahead.
Only that the generations of the children of Israel might know.
Go ahead.
To teach them war.
Yeah, think about that. A lot of because they were killed off, but a lot of our people didn't know about the wars that happened in Canaan, of how the Most High destroyed those nations, so we wouldn't practice what they were practicing. We wouldn't be what? We wouldn't be influenced. But the influences that they were giving us, which was Baal, which is Ashtaroth, which was all the gods that who brought forth? Who brought forth a lot of these gods? These Hamitic gods? Anybody? Think back in the Bible. Who brought forth a lot of these gods? Yes. Say it again? No, not at that time. These are Hamitic. The white man brought forth a lot of madness, but not at this time. Real quick, Anaya, what you got? Athens. This is before Athens. What you got, Asa?
Was it Nimrod?
Nimrod. Trying to tell you, Shamshwan got a fire class. Go to San Antonio. He goes into the Nimrodian psyche, the Nimrodian way of living, the Nimrodian mind state. But this is who we were around. Nimrod's people. Go ahead.
At the least, such as before knew nothing thereof.
Read. So a lot of our people didn't know about African, the gods, the nations. But the Most High put us around us to see if we were actually going to obey Him, or if we were going to be enticed. Most High is a smooth dude, man. Y'all got to see this. So when you think getting tempted, you better recognize the Most High is seeing what you're going to do. Life and death is in the power of your hand. You choose what you do. Read.
Namely, 5 lords of the Philistines, and all the Canaanites, and the Sidonians,
right,
and the Hivites that dwelt in Mount Lebanon.
Go ahead.
From Mount Baal.
Yeah, it's Baal Hermon.
Baal Hermon. Until the entering in of Hermath.
Jump down to verse. No, keep reading.
Verse 4. And they were to prove Israel by them, to know whether they would hearken unto the commandments of the Lord.
He wanted us to do what?
Hearken unto the commandments of the Lord.
That's what the Most High wanted to see, to check us, if we were going to hearken unto the commandments. Read.
Which He commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses.
Read.
And the children of Israel dwelt among the Canaanites, Hittites, and Amorites, and Perizzites, and Hivites, and Jebusites.
Yep, those are Canaanite nations. Go ahead.
And they took their daughters to be their wives.
Read.
And gave their daughters to their sons.
Right.
And served their gods.
Go ahead.
And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord.
Well, that just lets you know we definitely failed the test. We failed the test when it came to being around. We got enticed by these wicked nations. Go ahead.
And forget the Lord their God.
We forgot what?
The Lord their God.
And I'm going to say this. A lot of us were raised in the church, but what happened? You forgot the Most High. And what did you do? You was the one out there flipping them tarot cards. You was the one out there reading the palms. You was the one out there smoking the weed to who? The Rastafari. Halasalasai. You was doing all that. We were doing these things. We were worshiping other gods. Go ahead.
And served Baalim and the groves.
Yeah, but we serve Baalim and the groves. You know, and a lot of us, again, these groves, y'all got to see a lot of these movies, man. They were portrayed and to show forth what really goes on. It's funny because I think House of Cards showed it. House of Cards showed a scene. They had the mask on, and they were all out there in the woods. That's the Grove. All types of naughtiness goes on out there. All types of sacrifices goes on out there. There was another good show that was on, I think it was on Hulu, but it was a British show. And it was going in about this society of kids were joining this society, but they all had to end up sacrificing something that was near and dear to them. Whatever fear that they had. This one girl's fear was actually a baby. She had to take the baby off of life support. She couldn't do it. Even though she couldn't do it, the individual that was holding the test took the baby off life support. You're done. Oh yeah. They sacrifice kids. They do the blood baths. They drink the blood. They do all that. They do the vampire tactics. They scare the kids, get their adrenaline pumping, and then they drink the blood. That's the fountain of youth, man. You gotta ask yourself, why Tom Cruise so young? I'm playing. That's what they try to say, though. What you got?
There's this movie on Netflix. It's called As Above, So Below.
Oh, interesting.
So there's this group of people that go like underground.
Right.
They go like way down there.
Was that in Vegas? Was that about them in Vegas?
Paris.
No.
That's what?
They're in Paris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like towards the end, it gets a little weird. Or like it gets weird like in the first like 10 minutes because so they're past things, the things that like haunted them. They like come back to them when they're underground.
Right.
So for example, this guy he got a girl pregnant and then he left her.
Right.
And like she was like down there watching him and like he ended up dying. She pushed him off. So they had to go in like wells down more.
Right.
And, he was about to go down and she like came and pushed him in and he died.
I believe it. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that. The Most High just torments you. What's the name of that again?
As above, so below.
As above, so below. Oh, okay. It's a good one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I ain't been on Netflix lately. Been on that Disney. But just showing that we, rather than following the Most High, we start serving these other nations. Oh, what you got, Ariah?
In this movie, Suicide Squad, you know the girl that,
Harley Quinn?
No, the other one.
No.
Yeah.
Who?
Tetris.
So, hold on, say that again. Y'all be talking so low.
Enchantress.
Enchantress? Oh, the name itself, Enchantress. The brother just said about, what is it again?
Enchantress.
No, what's the Suicide Squad?
And when she, then these people put her in like a bath of blood.
Put her in a what?
A bath of blood.
Oh, a bath of blood, I believe it. You know where we got that from? Psalms 106:35. Let's get it real quick. Man, time be a flying. Time of flies. There can't be a part 2 to this, guys. Psalms 106:34.
Psalm chapter 106 and verse 35.
Go ahead. No, 34.
34.
Uh-huh.
They did not destroy the nation.
They did not what?
Destroy the nation.
Our forefathers didn't destroy the nations as they should have. When the Most High says, listen, kill all the Amorites, or the Canaanites, kill all the Amalekites. What do they call them? Amaleks?
Amalek.
We're going to get into that.
Amalekites.
The Amalekites. We chose what? To do what we wanted to. Go ahead.
Concerning whom the Lord commanded them.
Go ahead.
But were mingled among the heathen.
Right.
And learned their works.
And we learned their works. We got to see, we had our own set of rules. We were set apart. Go ahead.
And they served their idols.
Right.
Which were a snare unto them.
Yeah, it was a snare because it seemed nice. It seemed good. And I'm going to say this because we got a lot of brothers and sisters that came from that. But one good thing is that if you're here now listening to class, is that obviously the Most High gave you the truth, man. He gave you the truth. But you even yourself have to recognize what was going on in your mind. You know, even did those gods really help you? Did they give you what you searched, or were you always longing? You were always longing. It's like cats when they smoke weed. We talked about it today. You got to smoke blunt after blunt after blunt after blunt to really get what you want. Right? You got to do all that. Tax collector. I think it was tax collector. The dude, he did the whole sacrifice. He sacrificed a woman, sacrificed a pig, or whatever, or a sheep. He spit all on the altar, and he still died at the end. big dummy. But a lot of us, we went through these different rituals because we learned it from the heathen. Go ahead, and it says it was a snare unto us. Go ahead.
Yea, they sacrificed their sons,
right,
and their daughters.
Go ahead.
Unto devils.
Unto devils. Go to 1 Samuel 15 and verse 23. And I'm going to give you a little taste just regarding even Saul. Because what normally happens whenever you separate from the Most High, as we're seeing, that we knew that the nations worshiped other gods. The Most High said, don't deal with that. But I want to go into exactly what happens whenever you start dabbling into the numerology, dabbling into the tarot cards, dabbling into the Oshun, the Ogun, the Voodoo, the Santeria, the Santa Muerte. Because Santa Maria and Brujeria is different. When you deal with Santeria, that's more of your South American, African spirituality, their belief. The Brujas, that's just witchcraft. Technically, that kind of goes in your South American as well, but that's a little bit known, man, worldwide. You have the gypsies out there in Romania that do witchcraft. They were trying to bring it into the colleges as a course. They're trying to bring it into colleges as a course. You can check it out on what's that one show that brings out a lot of facts? It's no. It's not a show. It's actually like a legit like documentary. But you have all these different. When it comes to my mind, I'll let you know. But this witchcraft is everywhere. But this is what the Most High said. I'm gonna show you something. Read where you at.
1 Samuel 15 and 33.
Go ahead.
And Samuel said.
Verse 23.
23.
Yeah.
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
For what?
Rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
It says, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. And I want somebody to give me an understanding of why the scripture just said this, online or in class. Why did it say that for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft? Read it again.
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
Go ahead.
And stubbornness is an iniquity and idolatry.
Yes, stubbornness is iniquity and idolatry. Because we know that whenever you worship other gods, that's called idolatry. But why is rebellion and stubbornness being put in the same category? Anybody? Yes, Manatazak. Stand up, please.
There's no being in the same category because people are passing it on, like telling people, like they're passing it on. It's like a movie that I watch called Teach.
He said they're in the same category because what you said, you end up teaching that? Then the brother says you'll teach it. It's like that because it's a spirit. Witchcraft does what? You are focused in doing your craft. You're focused in doing what? Your spells, you're conjuring the spirits. It's the same thing. Rebellion, it's the same mentality. But just showing forth what happens to a witch. It says for rebellion and stubbornness is as witchcraft and idolatry. Go to Exodus 22 and 18. Exodus chapter 22 and verse 18. I'm getting to a point, y'all. Getting to a point. Just showing forth of, again, what happens whenever we start dabbling into dealing with these outside influences. What happened to our people? What does the Most High do to you? Because it seems enticing. It seems like you want to jump into it. It might be real, but I'm going to show you some of the consequences that happen whenever you start doing what? Agreeing with the enemy. Read where you at.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 18.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Yeah, you don't suffer a witch to live because of what? Her influence. Just like we went over in Sabbath class about how the rebellious son, what had to happen to him whenever they brought him to priest? Say it again? He had to get stoned. He had to get his candle put out. The scripture say it though. He says his candle was darkened. That spirit was snatched. That's how you know the Bible was written by a brother, man. Brothers. Inspiration by the Most High. Is that the Most High cuts you off. Y'all got to understand that when you start dabbling into the Ouija boards, You start dabbling into the horoscopes. The Most High is not there for you no more. How do we know this? Go to 1 Samuel 16 and 14. We're going to hit a couple stories and show you. 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 14.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 14.
Go ahead.
But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul.
It did what?
Departed from Saul.
A lot of us really think that because it's judgment, all these different attributes left Saul, but evil. You understand? You have a conscience. You have something that checks you to be like, you know. But it was even the spirit, the connection that Saul would have with the Most High. Your connection is cut off with the Most High. He leaves you. He fades away from you. You ever been in that relationship and your boo never texted you? Never called you? Huh? Never added you up? That's how the Most High is whenever you start dabbling with these other gods. Go ahead.
But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul.
And it troubled him. Us as boom. The Spirit of the Lord is not there. Spirit is there. Saul was in.
Behold, now an evil spirit from God troubled thee.
Yeah. Giving Saul what? Advice. But Saul didn't want to listen. Saul gave his mind unto what? Idolatry. Witchcraft. He wanted to worship.
Verse 7.
Dirty dog.
But the Lord, his countenance.
Like, don't worry about him. I know he looks sick. Yes. Where you at?
1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7.
Yeah, 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 7. Read from the top again, please.
But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance.
Read.
Or on the height of his stature.
Don't trip about what he looked like and his size. I know he's a big man. Don't let that intimidate you, man. Read.
Because I have refused him.
He did what?
I have refused him.
The Most High will refuse you. He refuses our people. Why do you think they go deeper and deeper into what they do? But then check this out. Whenever trouble happens, who do they normally call on?
The Most High.
They don't say, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh Buddha. No, they be, oh God. Oh yeah, because your spirit gonna bear witness. Your spirit gonna bear witness who the most power is, the most powerful power on the earth is. Oh God, oh Jesus. Like, hold on, I thought you was Egyptologist. Talk about oh Jesus. What you got?
That's just like Vanessa.
Right. Manessa got right real quick, didn't he?
He was tripping and then he got locked up in there thinking like, who will save me? Yahweh, you know.
Think about that. Y'all got to read that prayer of Manessa. He said, the God of my forefather, he brought back his memory to his childbirth. He woke up. You must have forgot about what your father Josiah did, man. Oh, no, it wasn't Josiah. It was, Manessa's father was Hezekiah. It was Hezekiah. But Hezekiah was a good man. What you got?
In some movies, people like to do suicide.
Right.
Like get on a roof and jump from a high tower and do suicide. And they don't like the people to rescue them. That's all in movies.
Right, I believe it. Yeah, we're gonna get to that too. You can't even run away from death when it comes to the Most High when he leave you. That was a good point. The Most High he's gonna torture you. But it says that what happened to Saul when it came to the Most High?
Because I refused him.
Yeah, this is you can read from the top again.
Verse 7? But the Lord said unto Samuel,
right?
Look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature.
Go ahead.
Because I have refused him.
He refused Saul. He refuses us. He refuses our people. That's why when it came to us again, doing your little I'm gonna roll my bones. How does the bones work? The chicken bones. And we got a Haitian in the house, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. We got a true Levite in the building. What does it mean when they start shaking them bones and rolling it down?
Oh, no, I don't know about the shaking of the bones though.
Okay, he don't know about the shaking of the bones.
I just know my grandpa. He do He does it. So he always has his own. He kind of does it like the Latinos.
Right.
He has his candle set up. His Saint Mary.
Right. He got his altar.
Yeah, he has his altar in his room. He got the Saint Mary picture. So he has that, and then he has this thing he does with $1.
Right.
He puts it in.
That's how you know it's Satan. Everybody want to they want to worship the woman. It's opposite. It's flips. Think about that. I'm not saying we worship men. I'm just saying it's like it has. When you deal with again the coven with the witches, they worship the woman. But now voodoo, you said they worship what?
Basically, it's like a goddess. She called Mama Wo.
Mama Wo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's like a priestess title too. So it's like there's a god named Mama Wo, and I think that's like a priestess title as well. So, and she's like the one that everybody goes to for the healing. And I know there's I was watching a little documentary on one. There was a lady in New York. She basically she does it. She does the bone. I seen the bone thing, but I don't know what it was about.
I got the bones. It says bones. Often then divination. We're looking into the future. Most folks may be familiar with the crossbones amulet made famous by Ray Marlborough in his book Charm Spells Formulas, and which are made from the 2 bones of a chicken wing, and which is carried for protection. Carried for protection and for divination. It tells you the future. So, but the Most High said he resisted him. The Most High resists our people. Where we at? Go to Chronicles 10 and 13. And I'm going to show you how the Most High resisted him. Check this out. 1 Chronicles chapter 10 and verse 13. Yeah, 1 Chronicles chapter 10 and verse 13. Hopefully it doesn't buffer too bad, brothers and sisters. But how did the Most High refuse Saul? Read where you at.
1 Chronicles chapter 10 and verse 13.
So
Saul died for his transgression, which he committed against the Lord.
And how Saul died is actually, it was already prophesied that he was going to be killed. He was going to be killed. Him and his sons. Jonathan died too. In battle. They fled. And Saul got hit with an arrow. Broke his little butt down. But read.
Even against the word of the Lord.
Even what?
Even against the word of the Lord.
Because he said he died for his transgressions which he committed against the Lord. Even the word of the Lord. He didn't want to listen to what the Most High told him. What did he listen to? His own mind. Go ahead.
Which he kept not.
Go ahead.
And also for asking.
And it says, and also for what?
Asking counsel of one that had a familiar spirit.
He tried to, because when you go through the story, I didn't want to go through the story for time's sake. You can go back and read that. The Most High wasn't dealing with Saul. The Most High was not dealing with Saul going to Samuel to go to the Most High. Samuel already told him, the Most High not hearing you, man. He done cut you off. We have to understand, when you want to dabble, when our people dabble into that, whatever type of witchcraft, whatever type of power that has your mind literally subdued and seduced to worship that, the Most High is no longer around you. He's not there. Saul didn't have him. But what did Saul try to do? Well, the Most High wasn't hearing him. I got to go to the people that I just killed off. He had to go to an individual with familiar spirits. And the thing about it is that he woke up Samuel for Samuel to tell him what? His death sentence. Samuel told him his death sentence from the grave. Big dummy. But it says the Most High refused him. Go ahead.
To inquire of it. And inquire not of the Lord.
Read.
Therefore, he slew him.
Come on. He slew him because he was dealing with outside influences. First of all, it was his mind. Then the Most High said, I'm not dealing with you. Then he tried to go to the familiar spirit. A lot of us try to go right up the block on Granby Street to the fortune teller. Like they really going to change your life. I know it's rough. But you got to check yourself and see what are you doing in your life that has the Most High not doing what? Not listening to you. Not hearing you. There's some offense that happened. Read.
And turned the kingdom unto David, the son of Jesse.
Psalms 51 and verse 11. John 9:31. Golly. Yep. Oh my goodness.
Psalms chapter 51 and verse 11.
Go ahead.
Cast me not away from thy presence.
See, and this is what we don't want. We don't want to be casted away from the Most High's presence. Because a lot of those people that are dealing with Egyptology, Oshun, Ogun, they are faded in the abyss. Look at your family members. Changes growth. How's your father? That's what I want to know. The horoscope brother. How is he mentally? Is he stable? But it says, do what?
Cast me not away.
Go ahead.
From thy presence.
Go ahead.
And take not thy Holy Spirit from me.
Because the Most High will. He will snatch that Holy Spirit of understanding from you. John 9 and 31.
John chapter 9 and verse 31.
Go ahead.
Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
He does what?
That God heareth not sinners.
The Most High cuts you off from him. The Most High don't hear sinners. Yes, the white Christ, the sweet baby Jesus on Talladega Nights is not the mind of the Most High. He ain't listening to sinners. Those that do spitefully against the grace of Yahushua, those that ignore what the Most High told us to do, he's not listening to you. Go ahead.
But if any man be a worshiper of God and doeth his will.
And doeth what?
His will.
See, we got to do the Most High's will for him to acknowledge us. Y'all understand that? That's why the scripture says in Ecclesiasticus 17, it says, him that serveth the Lord, his prayers shall be entreated. He hears the prayers of those that do his will. Read.
Him he heareth.
Yeah, him. That was John chapter 9 and verse 31. See, but I'm going to say this, is that not only does he not hear you, it gets a little bit more deeper. See, a lot of times we just think, we see things in a narrow vision within ourselves. We just think it's going to affect us. No, no, no. You're talking to the king of terrors. Hosea 9 and 12. You talking to the king of terrors. Your actions, a lot of times, it might not only just affect you. It could affect others around you. It can affect others around you. You got to be aware. Read where you at.
Hosea chapter 9 verse 12.
Go ahead.
Though they bring up their children, yet will I bereave them.
Yet will I what?
Bereave them.
The Most High said he'll destroy your children. I'm going to show you how though. Read.
That there shall not be a man left.
The Most High going to clean the whole slate because of a wicked act. Wicked dealings. Wicked worship. Why do you think he had to kill off a lot of Israelites coming out of Egypt? There's a lot of practices that they still held upon that they didn't want to let go. Go ahead.
Yea. Woe also to them when I depart from them.
When I what?
When I depart from them.
Because he departs because we didn't want to have anything to do with the Most High. We rather do what? I let the Ouija board talk to me. You know? I'd rather allow, my games to, give me my fate. Change the girl. My father is a Mason, been into for years, so to me, he's all the way gone, but go to the Bible for a lot. He speaks scriptures, but don't apply them or follow what he speaks on. That's facts. I done met a lot of Masons, man. A lot of Masons. They're very spooky, though. Whenever you reach out, when you really deal with like these high-level cats, like they're hiding something.
32 and 33 degrees.
Yeah, 32 and 33. That's, you start dealing with Obama right now.
Yeah.
Obama's a 33-degree Mason. But they start dealing with some weirdness. I wish I had my book because it goes into that. The rituals that they have. They have rituals. But the Most High says, when you do those rituals, read it again, woe.
Woe also to them when I depart from them.
Yeah, when I depart from them, I will separate myself. But I'm going to have to cut through this real quick. Check this out. Go to Joshua chapter 6. I'm not going to be able to go through the whole thing. You know what? I'm going to get right to the point. Go to Joshua chapter 7 and verse 24. And I know I was going to go through the story of Achan, but you can go back and read. I'm going to give you a synopsis. He took an accursed thing from an accursed city. What does that mean? He took something that the Most High cursed and brought it amongst Israel, which brought folly amongst Israel, which caused Israel to fall when we were in battle. The Most High allowed Israel to be killed whenever we should have conquered a nation. What does it mean? Woe unto when I leave, when I depart. The Most High departs from us whenever we have things around us that is cursed. Your Ouija board is cursed, your wand, your tarot cards, your weed. The Most High can't be there with you. You won't succeed. And I'm giving you a synopsis. I had to go through it for time's sake. But the Most High shows us that he don't deal with cursed things. And the question is, what do you still have that's accursed? What heirloom have you been gotten that was what? It wasn't sanctified by the Most High. What have you gotten? Huh? To where the Most High could do what? Still have some contrary vibes to you. A lot of us have it, man. You still got the little letters with the little numbers on it. You still got the little sayings. You may still have the action figure that you might used to worship. You may still have the altar there. The Most High wasn't dealing with that. And whenever you, and I'm going to show you something. You know what? Go to verse 14. To show you what the Most High did to these accursed things. And what you have to do. What you got?
Nah, just thinking about what you're saying. Because like, when you're dealing with that witchcraft, I mean, you basically just basically saying you hate yourself, you like death. Because at the end, that's what you're going to be dealing with. Because my grandpa, he almost done died like at least like 3-4 times.
Right.
And he been dealing with witchcraft since he's been young. He deals with white magic though. So called, like they look at white magic like
natural. Yeah, they're healers.
Yeah, like
Mother Nature for good.
But you know, he done died. He almost died recently.
Right.
And then but now he barely can walk.
Right.
He got diabetes. He barely can talk. And I only seen him cry 2 times. That was when he was damn near almost about to die.
I believe that, and we're gonna get to that about that dying part. The Most High want to keep you around. He gonna keep you around to torture you. Y'all, we are tripping. We really think the powers that we serve when it comes to these idolatrous idols that we pray to. Think about it. A lot of people worship musicians. You got people on your wall that you worship. Think about it. But read where you at. This is what the Most High wants you to do with those accursed things that you may have. Read.
The book of Joshua, chapter 7, verse 14.
Go ahead.
In the morning, therefore ye shall be brought according to your tribe.
Go ahead.
And it shall be that the tribe which the Lord taketh shall come according to the families thereof. And the family which the Lord shall take shall come by house.
So they're trying to sort through to see who has this accursed thing amongst our people. Something's going on. Things aren't moving the right way. What did somebody do? You got to read the whole chapter. The Most High sent Joshua to go look. They technically already knew who it was. But they start doing this whole what? Let me go through the family to see if somebody going to confess. Go ahead.
In the household which the Lord shall take shall come man by man.
Read.
And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing.
He that has this thing that's accursed. Read.
Shall be burned.
He shall be what?
Shall be burned.
Read.
With fire. He and all he had.
All that has to be has to be burnt. Because why? It's been polluted. You're carrying around things that are outside the spirit of the Most High. The little ankle bracelet that was dedicated to you by who? Who knows? I was in Japan. There's a lot of little beanie things that gotta go. That had to go. Why? That little rattler thing was to keep evil spirits away. Come on, man. We keep a lot of these heirlooms not knowing that they're accursed things, man. Go ahead. And that's if, obviously, you're worshiping upon these things. But go ahead.
Because he had transgressed the covenant of the Lord.
Go ahead.
And because he had wrought folly in Israel.
No, and she says, so was it wrong to have posters on our walls and musicians? We're like, not at all. But a lot of our people worship them. They worship these artists. That's facts. It's not wrong having posters on your wall. It's not wrong having pictures. But when they become an idol, when they become something that you worship, because think about it. Like, we went to the neighbor's house, right? And he got an altar. His mother's right there. Come on. Constantly what? His mother. He could be talking to her. You got people walking around with censers. Not censers, but they have small urns on their neck. They're worshiping that individual. So no, it's not wrong to have pictures of musicians on your walls. I'm just going on the fact of worshiping. A lot of our people literally give their time and dedication to those deities, images, people. Justin Bieber, everything. Huh? Bro, that ain't Weekend. I done seen it. Rappers, women. We literally worship these things. Go ahead.
Verse 16.
Uh-huh.
So Joshua rose up early in the morning.
Go ahead.
And brought Israel by their tribes.
Right.
And the tribe of Judah was taken.
And I'm going to go to it. They found Achan. Achan confessed. Achan confessed about what he did. It was me because they asked him. Jump down to 24. But you'll see what happened to Achan. Achan thought that he was doing something on the low that would only affect him. Read.
Verse 24.
Uh-huh.
And Joshua and all Israel with him.
Right.
Took Achan, the son of Zerah.
Yep, Zebedee. Uh-huh.
And the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold.
Because that's what he stole. A Babylonian garment, wedge of gold, silver. Go ahead.
And his sons.
And his what?
And his sons.
His sons wasn't there when he took that out of war. But he told him, bring your sons. Read.
And his daughters.
And his what?
And his daughters.
His daughters had to come out. Read.
And his oxen.
Read.
And his asses.
Read.
And his sheep.
Oh my good. Everything got to come on. Achan, bring everything on out, all right? Think about that. They made this a public spectacle. Everything had to go. Off of one man's decision to go do what? Go hide in the tent real quick, being sneaky. Read.
And his tent.
Uh-huh.
And all that he had.
Listen, and his tent had to go. They had to uproot this cat. Read.
And they brought them unto the valley of Lakar.
Listen to the words. And they brought them. He brought them all out. Read.
And Joshua said,
uh-huh,
why hast thou troubled us?
Why has a what?
Why hast thou troubled us?
Why has thou troubled us? Because Achan didn't think that his action was going to affect Israel. A lot of times the things that we tap into, we don't think that that's going to affect our families. It's not going to bring spirits into the household. Yes, those spirits is going to be in the household. Whatever you entertaining, that's off the Most High. You want to ask something?
Yeah, because it's like I hear the saying all the time. It's like when you throw a rock into a pond, you know, everybody else that's around you feel the effects of it.
Right.
You know, so like something that you do does affect the people around you. So in a sense, so
definitely, and we're seeing it right now. What you got, Asaya? You got to hold that. It's 9:02. Finish reading.
The Lord shall trouble thee.
He shall do what?
The Lord shall trouble thee this day.
And that's what the Most High does. Whenever you choose to do what? Go outside, trust other gods, do things that the Most High told you not to do. Because he told Israel, listen, don't take nothing. Everything got to go. But it says he was going to trouble him. Go ahead.
And all Israel stoned him with stones.
And all what?
And all Israel stoned him with stones.
Go ahead.
And burned them with fire.
Yeah, and burned them with fire. Not only did they stone him, put him to sleep, his whole family, the ox, and he burnt them up. Read.
After they had stoned them with stones.
they took that death of pain, getting their head rattled with stones. But why? Because of Achan. He was the one that got everything that he was touching cast out. Read.
And they raised over him a great heap of stones unto this day.
Read.
So the Lord turned from his fierceness of his anger. Wherefore the name that the place was called the Valley of Kar until this day.
Right? And we got to ask ourselves, at that time, what happened? How did the Most High take out an individual that influenced others? Killed him. But what does he do nowadays to us? He definitely kills us, but I'm going to go this way. Go to 2nd Esdras 10 and 31. Second Esdras chapter 10 and verse 31. Read that.
Second Esdras chapter 10 verse 31.
Go ahead. What aileth thee? That's a question. Because another way the Most High, how he gets us, how he troubles us, is in your thoughts. A lot of these people, a lot of our people that dabble into other philosophies, witchcraft, brujeria, santeria, voodoo, numerology, horoscopes, whatever you have and what you learned and picked up, he ails your mind. But it's a question. What aileth thee? Go ahead.
And why art thou so disquieted?
Why are you so quiet? See? Because the Most High is doing what? He's troubling you. He's going to correct you. He's going to show you that what? That power that you believe in ain't a real power. Read.
And why is thine understanding troubled?
Yeah, why is your understanding troubled? Well, you chose to trust in other doctrines. We chose to do what? Have faith in, again, the horoscope. I'm a Scorpio, Virgo moon, Capricorn rising. Listen, our people dabble into that and still look sick. You know, the relationships are still what?
Garbage.
Down in the dumpster. Keep reading.
And the thoughts of thine heart.
Yeah, why is your understanding troubled and your thoughts troubled? Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5. I need another reader. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5. Some strong readers for these. Strong readers. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 5. Well, the reason why your thoughts are troubled, why your understanding is off, why you feel like what? You're just in this like haze of I don't know what's right and what's wrong. It gives you an understanding that the Most High is not abiding with you. He's not in your vessel. He's not around you. That's why the scripture said in Hosea, woe unto them who I depart from. But what departs? Read.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5.
Go ahead.
For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit.
Think about that. The deceit comes where? When you deceived yourself and thought that, Shun was going to hold you up. The deceit came when you really thought that this individual that you met in a random place and read your poem about what was going to happen in your life, how you're going to be prosperous, how you're going to have good mind, good money. It literally did what?
For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit.
You was deceived and the Spirit of the Lord fleed you. Go ahead.
And remove from thoughts that are without understanding.
Think about that. The Holy Spirit is removed from you without from the thoughts that are without understanding. Understanding of what? Of why you're going through what you're going through. The Most High is troubling you. A lot of our people are troubled. But it's like, bro, you still trying to smoke weed. Think about that. You don't even understand why is why and what's what. Because you're under the influence of another power. See? But a lot of our people don't consider that when they hit that Ouija board. They just get into that peer pressure. I'm like, I'll try it. I'll try it. Read.
And will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in.
Yeah, it's not going to abide. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 11. I'm going to just hit a couple more because I got a lot, but we have to see how the Most High treats us whenever we dabble in to being one of the wicked witch of the West. Enjoy the ride. And that's one thing that a lot of us don't recognize in the individual or can see. You can't see the thoughts of that person. You don't know how they go to sleep. You just see the front, because we know we put on a front. Come on, y'all. Let's be real. We put on a front how we feel a lot of the times. It really don't be genuine. Poker face, right? But those thoughts, that person knows. That person knows what plagues them. They understand when they can't go to sleep, restless nights. Or they wake up from dreams. Read.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 11.
Go ahead.
And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion.
He shall do what?
He shall send them strong delusion.
The Most High sends our people strong delusions. Delusions. He makes you see things that aren't there. Your brain is functioning not on the right level. Delusions. It comes from the Most High. A lot of our people think they're psychotic. In a sense, yes. But it came from the Most High because it was something that you wanted anyway. You wanted that. You called it to you. Wisdom of Solomon says, when you thought to have it as your friend, you came to not. Because look at you now. Mind is ailed. Why do you think a lot of people that go into these different practices, they can't hold a real genuine conversation, man? They ain't talking about nothing. They're not talking about nothing spiritual. They're just talking about the practice. They're everywhere. They're in a confused state. Read.
That they shall believe a lie.
Think about that. And a lot of our people believe these lies that are told to them because of what? Them leaving off the Most High. The Most High left you. Isaiah 30:3. Isaiah 30:3. And then you can go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 40 and verse 1. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 3.
Right? A couple more scriptures and that's it.
Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame.
See, and the strength of Pharaoh is showing forth America, the ideology of the nations, the philosophies that you learned on TV, the philosophy that you got online through a self-help program, through a girl's chat line, through a bros, gentleman meets, whatever it is. Your shame is going to be in those things that you trusted in that was really never going to give you help. It's going to be your shame. Read.
And the trust in the shadow of Egypt.
And the trust in what?
In the shadow of Egypt.
Because rather than trusting in the Most High, you trusted in everything outside. You trusted in what the nations wanted you to do. You trusted in what good old America wanted you to believe in. You know what that was? That Colt 45, 2 zigzags, baby, that's all I need. Facts, right? Our people trust in that, man. But look what it's done to them. Look what it's done to them. Read.
And the trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Right?
You're confused.
Because a lot of our people are confused. You're confused. The brother that we met in the mall is sad. His teacher is confused. Because I don't see no monk teaching Muay Thai, teaching Christianity, teaching Islamism. They're sticking to one lane. A lot of our people are confused, man, when they start dabbling into all these different practices. We have to see that. That's just their thoughts. How much more now in their bed? What does the Most High say? Ecclesiasticus 40 and verse 1.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 40 and verse 1.
All right, one got to read. Marwella, you got it?
Great travail is created for every man.
Every man's going to have great travail. But check this out. Every man's going to have great travail. Read.
And the heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam.
Go ahead.
From the day that they go out.
Y'all got to hear this. Great travail is going to be on every man. Read.
For the day that they go out of their mother's womb. Till the day that they return to the mother of all things.
Jump to verse 5.
Verse 5.
Right.
Wrath and envy, trouble.
Unquietness.
What?
Unquietness.
Wrath, envy. And unquietness.
Yep.
Fear of death.
Fear of death. All these things is going to happen to men, right? Naturally. Go ahead.
And anger.
Read.
And strife.
Come on.
And in the time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep.
Read.
Do change his knowledge.
Yeah, all these things is going to happen to men, right? Wrath, envy, trouble, unquietness, death. It comes to everybody, right? Even whenever you sleep on your bed sometimes, you may have a little what? Nightmare. But check this out. Go to verse 8.
Verse 8.
Actually, you know what? Go to verse 6.
6.
Uh-huh.
A little or nothing in his rest.
Is his rest. A little or nothing. You may have a little uneasy rest, right? Can't go to sleep. You're troubled. You got nightmares. You got dreams. You got cold sweats. You think somebody's in the house. You got to close the closet because you think the boogeyman's in there. The night light got to be on. Which one of y'all grown people still got the night light? Grown. Now, I know the kids. I understand y'all. I was scared to death too. But you got some grown folks that need that night light. What you scared for? No, I'm playing. Ain't nothing wrong with the night light. Nothing wrong with the night light. But keep reading.
And afterward, he is in his sleep.
Go ahead.
As day of keeping watch. Troubled in the vision of his heart.
Yeah, troubled in the vision of his mind, the dream. Go ahead.
As if he were escaped out of battle.
Read.
When all is safe.
Go ahead.
He awaketh.
He awaketh, right? Just showing forth all the things that's going to come to man. Your sleep may be jacked up. You may have these dreams. You're going through battle. But all is safe. You wake up. Read.
And marvelous. That the fear was nothing.
Read. Yeah, it was just a dream, right? Check this out. Read.
Such things happen unto the flesh, both man and beast.
Read.
And in the sevenfold bore upon sinners.
Think about it. And that is sevenfold. So all the thing that we just heard happens to man. But times 7 times, sevenfold unto who?
Sinners.
Unto sinners. Unto those that what? The Most High ain't there for you. 7 times more. See, this happens on the bed. How much more death? Go to Revelations 9 and 6. I was going to hit nothing prosperous, but just for time's sake. Revelation chapter 9 and verse 6. On your bed, you can have all these situations times 7. But this comes from what? When our people dabble. You trying to conjure up what? A love spell. Huh? You really trying to do the law of attraction thing, as they say it. Law of attraction is real. The Bible talks about it. As a man thinketh, so as he is. He put the world in your mind. That's for another class. Law of attraction is real. But a lot of our people dabble into the philosophies that lead us astray and lead us into these situations with the Most High. The Most High says, listen, you disrespected me. So now you got to feel it. So we saw about the thoughts. We saw what happens in the bed. What about death? Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 9 and verse 6.
That's it, right?
And in those days shall men seek death.
And a lot of our people, because they're going to be tortured by the Most High, He's going to torment them because of the spirits that you've added to yourself. This class was about to be a long class, going into even Christ. When Christ and Paul had to take spirits and demons off of people, the question is, how did they get there? What were they entertaining? What did they do for them to have what? Those spirits taken off. What were they doing? Read it again.
And in those days,
right,
shall men seek death.
Men's going to want to seek death because the Most High is tormenting. How do we know that? You can go to 2nd Esdras. Not now. Actually, you know what? Nah, time's sake, nah. Finish that.
And shall not find it.
And shall do what?
Not find it.
It says men shall seek death, but will not. But read it again.
And shall not find it.
But will not find it. Go ahead. He says, and death will flee from you. You trying to take that pack of rat poison? Please. Most High said, throw that up. Like, what the heck? I was trying to do the break. Most High said, it ain't your time yet, man. I still need to touch you a little bit more. You what he wants from us. Go to 1 Chronicles 16 and verse 26. 1 Chronicles chapter, a lot more time, 16 and verse 26.
1 Chronicles chapter 16 verse.
On earth, our idols
are in his presence.
Think about that. Horoscope, witchism. Our minds are crazy. Our lives are.
Verse 9.
Read. They're vanity. They're nothing. Read. Images, these religions, they don't profit.
They are their own witnesses.
Think about that.
Who have formed a god or molten a graven image.
Nogun, Nimrod, Egyptology. They start worshiping themselves up. Colossians 3 and 5. Last, I had to jump. But Colossians 3 and 5. Put away the things that the candles that you used to light, throw it out.
Chapter 3, verse 5.
Go ahead.
Mortify, therefore, your members. Fornication. Uncleanness.
All these different traits, these attributes that we've learned, inordinate affections. We got to destroy that. All that crazy sexuality, your thought process. Go ahead.
And covetousness.
And covetousness, read. You got to mortify that. You got to destroy it. That's why the Most High had to destroy Achan and this whole family. I advise you to get on the winning team because you're going down. Tomorrow is the Shabbat. Well, tonight's the Shabbat. All right. So again, to the Most High, you got what, 6 other days. So tomorrow we're gonna say Shabbat Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.
Judah. The scepter will never leave you. I'm Judah. Yup, who gon' rouse me up?